Comic book store owners will share their insights into sustainable reading, revealing how zero-energy exchanges and the recycling models for eco-friendly packaging fit together.
I mean, all our stuff is, everything we do, it's classed as a zero-energy exchange recycling business, because all of this is pre-read. It's all second-hand. So we swap and trade with the public. We don't buy from suppliers. We don't buy anything new, really. So we are just there's no repurposing. It's not like we're turning this into something else. We're not turning books into, like, say, road aggregate or anything like that, which is a lot of what happens with books. It gets turned into pulp and used for, like, in the construction industry. So we're not doing that. So there's no electricity or energy or anything involved in reselling these items. So in that respect, it's sustainable in that now the books, everything you'll sort of see that we have, we put in these packaging, which is a byproduct of the petrochemical industry in itself, but it's got like a long-term usage. It's not like really a single use, because it's very long-term use to protect the paper.
Comic book stores encourage readers to trade in their old books for new ones to avoid unnecessary new purchases for sustainable reading.
We encourage trade as well, so people can come in with their old books and bring them to us and trade them with us to build up credit that they can get things from us from. So rather than buying a large collection of books and just keeping them and constantly buying new ones, people trade in to get older things from us. And it just means that if you have something like Scott was talking about that you've read that you didn't like, you don't need to read again, you liked it but you didn't love it, you can trade that in and then get a new comic book. So another comic book for it without having to purchase another one brand new or something like that. So we encourage that sort of swapping behaviour that gives you a chance to read a lot and access a lot without having to constantly be buying new products, which we think is good.
So a lot of the stuff that we sell is vintage.
Yeah.
It's like sort of old. So yeah, so it's been sold and resold and resold and reused. So we get like you sort of see things on the wall there from the 1960s. We occasionally get stuff from the 40s and 50s as well.
Staff have found that customers are increasingly purchasing new digital books, but also prefer physical copies to fulfill special preferences and emotional connections.
We're seeing more and more customers come in who tend to buy digitally for their larger collection. I mean, I work here and I'm like this. I don't actually own many physical comic books. I tend to own a lot of digital copies, and the only physical ones I buy are just issues that are of particular importance to me, so covers I've really liked or characters that I really care about and stories that I like. And we're seeing more and more people collect in that sort of way, where with their new comics they want to just buy digital because it's cheaper, it's easier, it takes up less space, and they're only really going and buying physical copies of older stuff, the sort of stuff we sell. Yes. Because that's the stuff that has some sort of level of emotional importance. In general, people just seem to be shifting to collecting their new things digitally while just buying specialty items like what we do.